website is angelinetarot.com, and today we're going to do a twin flame mirror healing reading. This is a two-part reading in which we do an extensive exploration of the masculine and the feminine parts of the twin flame dynamic using the tarot and oracle cards. The second part will be the level up, what I call the level up portion of the reading, in which we're going to have a chat about the most productive ways and the most straightforward ways to heal the masculine and feminine dynamic within this twin flame connection from within. If you order this personalized reading from my website, it will be much more specifically geared to you and your energy, but today we're going to do a general reading that will apply to anybody that vibes with and is drawn to what's happening here today. Okay, we're going to get started, and as always, I like to include my little all-seeing eyes in the reading because it helps me and it helps everybody remember that life is supposed to be fun. Let's learn, let's be light, let's bring light into the world, okay? And I have featured here on each side of the reading, this will be our feminine side and this will be our masculine side, but these are pieces of art that I made. This weech-old bead art, eggs. They make lovely Christmas ornaments or Easter gifts, and you can link to my Etsy shop through my website, angelinetarot.com, where I actually have a lot up for Halloween right now, but all kinds of different things for all different seasons. And this is a kind of art that I'm passionate about making. So this is our feminine side, this is our masculine side. First, let's pull a little oracle for what particular issue the feminine could be having at this time. Hand of cards. Take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing your hand, gambling. Okay, taking chances. The masculine. The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Okay, interesting. Wow. Well, that got serious quick. All right, so we've got the feminine on one hand, taking risks, and the masculine feeling not like taking risks. Let's see what's in their emotions. We're going to use the L key oracle. I pre-shuffled these, so I'm not doing much of a shuffle here in front of you. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Hang on. I like to do this outside, but maybe on a windy day, that's not the best idea. I'm going to get some stones. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are, getting stoned. There we go. Now we're cooking. I like to work outside though because it keeps my energy fresh and alive, and I like the sound of the wind chimes. So, in her emotions, the feminine feels like she who radiates. Knowing, ambition, confidence. How interesting, that really goes along with this aura of taking risks. Let's get you stoned. And the masculine is feeling she who flies, dare, do, reach. Or we can simply look at it as flying away. Now, I mean, don't get excited because people feel like this. I mean, how many times have you been deeply, madly in the middle of a relationship, just madly in love and thinking, that's it, I'm done, right? It's just an energy. Okay, sorry, I forgot to introduce. In what the feminine is doing, because she's communicating. And the masculine, he's showing leadership. Yeah, okay. So just right out of the gate here, what I'm seeing is there's a clash between this. I see a clash, and I see this side, the feminine side, feeling, maybe she's not feeling so grounded in this situation. I'm sensing desperation. I'm sensing some very intense conversations. Again, desperation. This is really what I feel from her. She is trying to hold tightly to something that appears to be leaving. And I think that that is probably a natural reaction. Now, what happens in this kind of dynamic is the masculine in a dynamic typically needs to retreat sometimes. And if the feminine doesn't allow this retreat, he goes further. Think about it like a rubber band. He needs to feel his autonomy. Sometimes if he's feeling upset, if he doesn't even know what he's feeling confused, what he needs to do is he needs to retreat to kind of regain his balance. And if you think about a rubber band, he pulls away the rubber band, and if he gets too far away with this rubber band stretching, he will snap back. But what happens if you chase that end of the rubber band with the other end? So this one's trying to pull away and this one's chasing. There's never enough tension for this side to snap back. So it looks like what's happening here is that instead of allowing this masculine to get to retreat and just be a leader in his own life and allow him to fly and reach for what he thinks is best for himself, and just say to heck with it and run off and feel that for a minute, he'll finish that and then he'll come back. But if you're doing this, if the feminine is following the masculine energy like this, there's no chance that he can snap back, because there's nothing to snap back to. It's just always there, and it becomes irritating. Okay, so let's get some joint energy for this partnership, or this twin situation. Seduction, attracting, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. All right, so since we're looking at conflict here, I'm reading that one of these things is likely the cause. Perhaps third party. Maybe there was just even some flirting. I mean, that's part of this card, seduction. Or possibly these two sides are feeling very sexual, and that is causing the conflict. This side may be a little bit afraid of commitment. This side's craving it. And so the fact that these two are feeling this for each other can be causing the conflict. If this is your reading, I think you'll know what this seduction energy at the heart of it is. It could just be a very sexual union. It could be a very sexual person, or we're dealing with two very sexual people, and that's what's driving this. I mean, a lot of times, I think probably some of the best relationships, there's a very sexual heart that brings the two people together, and then the work begins, and then you start looking into the emotional side, and everybody has to evolve into a more mature union. So maybe this is a new relationship where we're still in the seduction phase. Okay, now let's look at what is the challenge for the feminine in this reading. Let's get these out. Okay. Can I shuffle? All right, the challenge for the feminine. The Knight of Swords, in and out energy, of course. Yep, the challenge for the masculine. The Five of Swords, too much conflict. Okay, let's clarify these. Oh, there's one. That's too many. We'll take the top two. Oh, I hope the wind isn't going to interfere with the sound too much here. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, clarifying the Knight of Swords, the in and out energy, running forward with truth. This is in the challenge for the feminine. Now, we've already shown that the feminine wants to communicate. The challenge is she doesn't there's much that she's unknown, and she's deeply rooted in her emotions. She sees that she has some choices here, or she sees this union as being fated for her. It's this man is standing here, and this little globe represents his inner world, and all of this represents the outer world, and he's looking for a path that blends the two. So the feminine seems to be seeing this situation as there's something going on where she sees this as a spark rushing in with a new passion. She's all about this. She sees it as fated or divinely guided, but there's a lot she doesn't know about it. She's drowning in her emotions, and she could even be deluded about the situation. Let's get this, okay. The cards. And then the masculine, the challenge for the masculine is the Five of Swords, wanting to win at all cost. That makes perfect sense to me, actually, because he knows where he stands, and he's basically cut communication here. There's something bothering him, and he's running. And he has to do this. This is his Five of Swords moment. He has to win at all cost. As regards the love situation, he's standing... Oh, you know, this is really great. Okay. He's fighting for the love union by standing his ground. He's a little battle weary at the moment, and he's feeling paranoid, and he's not exactly sure what to do with that. But what he wants is the the Nine of Cups. He really knows he has a lot to offer. He probably even feels that this partnership has a lot to offer. But he has to maintain his independence. He has to win at all costs. This is a non-negotiable. This independent thing that he's doing is a non-negotiable, even though the love is there. I'm going to tell you right now, if this is a person in your life, a masculine energy person in your life, let them walk. It is a non-negotiable. You're not helping this rubber band snap back by doing, just take yourself on a spa vacation. Go to work, go get that raise, that promotion, whatever it is. Go find something to do. I mean, if it's just, like this, bead art, one bead at a time, bead, bead. If you're knitting, if you're chopping wood, just chop. Just go immerse yourself in something that takes all of your focus, and let that be your focus. Get your focus off of this, because this side doesn't want the focus right now. This is not the time for that. So what's something that, no, I'm gonna start with, what would be the responsibility of the feminine in this dynamic? Let's put these up here. The responsibility of the feminine. Oh, there it flies. I shall return. Un momento, por favor. All right, she has a 2-card answer. Wow. Oh my gosh, couldn't be more perfect. Her responsibility is to know her truth and remain happy within it. That's what I just said. Do your beading, get that raise, get that promotion, chop your wood, whatever it is that you do it. You don't need to talk to anybody about it. It's the thing that makes you feel supported, and it makes your thoughts healthy, and it makes you feel like you're in charge of what's around you, because all you have is yourself. This is the way it is just in life. All we have is ourself. This is our responsibility, is to be ourself. The absolute knowing, taking all your life experience and using it for your own good. Be happy and secure in that energy. We'll clarify, but it doesn't need much clarification, I think. Oh, there it goes. Yep, Hermit. Exactly. Go within for your answers. Go within for your answers. Keep moving your life forward. Always moving your life forward. Always looking for new passions, for that spark. Live in the spark of the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands has the spark and has no idea what to do with it. Nothing. Just knowing, just feeling alive. Just having lived through so much life, made it past the 10 of Wands, has dropped some burdens, is now feels that fresh spark again. That's where you want to be. You want to be in all kinds of that fresh spark. The sun, looking inside, keep your life moving forward, keep feeling sparky, keep that you know, that fizzy feeling you feel when you go into a candy shop and you're like, oh my gosh, which thing will I choose? That's the Page of Wands. That is a beautiful space to be in. And by the way, it's a very attractive space to be in. Nobody ever said the Queen of Swords is not beautiful. She is gorgeous. I mean, alabaster skin. I guess she doesn't have to have alabaster skin. She could have beautiful, you know, coconut colored skin, just whatever she's got. Anyway, she's beautiful and she's secure. The main thing is she's secure. Looking inside, moving forward, feeling that childlike spark about life. The masculine's responsibility in this union he's got the Four of Pentacles. Right now, his responsibility is to just keep himself to himself. That is his responsibility right now. Like it or don't. That's the way it is. He's on a whole different trip right now. And this is where he's at, and it's 100% okay to be there. Not only is it okay, that's his responsibility to be there. It's what he needs. It's important that he's there. He wouldn't be him if he wasn't there. Yeah. Aren't the tarot cards amazing? They talk so beautifully. The World, the Chariot, the Queen of Cups. He knows he has his whole life ahead of him. He wants to feel like everything is still an option for him. He wants to move forward, and he wants to move forward with the Queen of Cups energy. He feels the love. The Queen of Cups feels the love. She's sensitive. She has a lot to give. She doesn't give it. That's the King of Cups, but she embodies it. Full of love, overflowing with love, nurturing, caring, loving. This is how he feels. He wants his life to move forward toward everything that's possible, and he needs to feel that that's possible. It's very important that he holds those 4 coins. Let's see, this is only 3 coins, so let's just give him 1 more coin. Let's give him another coin. He needs to feel like, right, absolutely. Everything is possible. He can move his life forward. He can also feel love. And he's the emperor. He can be the lord and master of his personal domain. These are the 4 coins that he's holding right now that he will not let go of. He doesn't want to let go of. Something's happened here where he's feeling threatened. These important things for him, these 4 coins that he's holding so dearly, are feeling threatened. He needs to walk away with them. He needs to walk away with these coins and feel like, mine, all mine. These are mine. Nobody touch mine. They're mine. Once he feels like it's respected and understood that he gets to hold his coins, what's likely going to happen is, if really he can feel a nice loose energy, if there can be some letting go toward him and just just get busy with your life. Just get busy with your life. He's going to feel like, oh, here I have all this, I have my empire and my love, and I got my fancy car and all my opportunities, and here I am with all this stuff, and the only thing to share it with is 1 rotten banana. Oh, woe is me. Hey, you want to go, do some stuff? Want to be in my world and go places with me and share my love and be and enjoy all my, muscles and wisdom? And you can say, yes, please. But that can't happen if the rubber band isn't allowed to stretch. Let him have it. He needs it. Man or woman, it doesn't matter. This is the masculine energy we're talking about. So I use the word he, she, okay? But apply it as you will. This person, this side, even this side of you needs to feel this, needs to be the emperor, needs to hold on to these really core ideals and feel like he can remain free to explore them. Let's get some messages from the feminine to the masculine. Okay, let's use the foxfire. I like these. A message from the feminine to the masculine. Transcendence. Okay, so the feminine thinks, sorry, I need to drink water. The feminine feels like the masculine has something to transcend. And I think what we've been talking about is that that might be a misunderstanding, but let's get a couple clarifying cards for that. The Sun, King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Transcend to become I'm gonna think about this for a second. I think what the feminine is trying to say here to the masculine is that things are good just as they are. Why do they have to change? Would you please be more stable and allow this union to progress as it naturally will? Now, given all we've spoken about so far, I imagine that the masculine is feeling stable, and that this is how things should be progressing. So I'm not sure, but I imagine that that's what the masculine energy, I hear the masculine energy answering this. Please transcend whatever the feminine is saying. Please transcend whatever this is you're going through, and realize this is a fated union. Stay strong within it, please. Be practical. Stay rooted. The King of Pentacles he stays, and be happy. Let's have this joyous fated union. Transcend all these petty worries. But what the feminine needs to understand is that it's not a petty worry. It is a fundamental part of the masculine identity to be doing what he's doing. So what's the masculine want to say to the feminine? Oh, past lives. Oh, he's had experiences in the past where his autonomy has been challenged too harshly, and it's playing into the dynamics now. Yeah, okay. So right now, the masculine is remembering past situations in which he didn't realize what he was getting into. He offered his cup of love, and things changed. They weren't what they seemed to be. Either he was unable to manifest what he thought he was getting into, or somebody played the trickster. The magician has this kind of, like the coyote in Native American stories, likes to challenge what people believe to be true to help them transcend, to help them notice their human foibles, and calls them out on it. So what I'm hearing is that the masculine had a trickster situation come at him. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I think that he possibly even hasn't learned the lesson he should have learned from this. And in this little 3-card clarification of past lives, the lesson that he didn't learn and why he's still stuck on it is that he refused to see. He was refusing to see. He turns his back. When he feels threatened, he allows himself to be bound and closes his eyes to all of the words and explanations and options that are being thrown at him, and prefers to isolate. This person could easily remove these loose bindings and see that there are 8 weapons at her disposal, or she could just walk away. But she becomes overwhelmed with all of these thoughts and just decides not to deal. Like, oh, well, I'm bound. There's nothing I can do. I guess I'll just stand here and die. Or maybe everybody will walk away and I'll just relax at the very least, refusing to see. won't see, could see but doesn't see. The masculine, this is a habit in love, and it trips him up over and over. This is a lesson he needs to learn. He needs to open his eyes, see what's real, hear the conversations that the feminine is offering. Yeah, see, since that is what he wants to say, yeah, he wants to say, no, I'm not even going to say that as advice, because this is what he wants to say. Look, I've had past lives, and yeah, I've had, in my past, there have been these energies, and I was tricked, and I don't want to repeat that again. So I'm going to go and stand in my little Eight of Swords, and as we've already said, we have to let him do it. We have to. It's important. So what would be, oh, excuse me, what would be some ways forward? I'm getting crazy here. Some ways forward, some advice for this union. Let's get a few tarot, and we'll get some oracle to close this up. What would be some healing messages for the two? The Hermit, both mind your own business. Seriously, this one's already trying to do the Hermit, trying to find the answers within. She, the feminine, needs to do the Hermit and find herself within, and let this cool down, let it simmer down. That's the advice. Let it simmer down. There's not a problem. Honestly, I don't see a problem here, because so much love showed up. There's not a problem. The problem is if we don't allow each other to go to our own rooms and play with our own toys. It's got to happen. Let it happen. If, you know, it's the age-old expression. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it was yours. And if it doesn't, it never was. The feminine needs to step aside, get into her own life. The masculine needs to step aside and get into his own life. They have different ways of doing it, but the advice is to do it. And if everybody can do this and learn the lessons of their inner selves, it will happen. Right? The Queen of Pentacles is a very practical step that needs to be taken. We need to get out of the emotions. The Queen of Pentacles is not an emotional person. She is a worker. She can even be a drudge, but that is what is required here. Less seduction, less passion. We need to get out of the passion. We need to get out of the two and into the one right now. That's the advice. Oop, always fly. I wish I had this kind of bib table that would be around me, so when my cards fly, I just land near. Everybody, use all of your life experience to defend your own self right now. In your own self, not in the other energy. And we're going to talk about blending this in the level up part of this reading at the end. Yes, sevens. 7, wait for the harvest. This is not a time of action. This is a time of action, but independently. Okay, independent action. 7s are a card of, it's kind of a magical card of growth, because it's also a card of instability. It's like the instability right before doubling down on the stability. The 8 is double stability, 4 is stable, 8 is double stable, and the 7 is right before the double stable. But first, these things have to happen. You cannot harvest what's not ready to harvest. You cannot succeed, and you can't take fast action when you're busy working on yourself, when you're busy defending yourself, when you're busy getting the things that you need to do done for you. You're standing on high ground. Stay there. Just stay there. Don't let anybody talk you into coming down into low vibes, and just be the Queen of Pentacles. Just get it done. That's it. Get it done. She just gets it done. That's it. Let's get a foxfire for the advice. Some energy for healing. Grace. Oh, it could not be better. All this independent work that needs to be done on both sides, the feminine and the masculine, needs to be done gracefully. No fighting. Everybody just gracefully go to your own rooms and play with your own toys. And some advice. Oh, Buddha will tell us, when your words are lies, where will your mischief end? I like that. Okay, so when your words are lies, where will your mischief end? Yeah. Nobody has to make a stand here. If the masculine's allowed to just go do what he has to do, he doesn't have to say pacifying words to the feminine that makes her feel better, but yet confuses the situation. He's just allowed to go, right? If the feminine doesn't say manipulative words to get the masculine back in her corner in the way that makes her the most comfy, then he's allowed to go and everything can stay above board gracefully. There's no need for manipulation. This is not a serious conflict. I'm not seeing anything here that says serious conflict. I'm seeing the need for time out, for inner healing, inner wisdom, inner time. But everybody always needs a little free time to grow on their own. They need to be given the grace that will allow them that, and not be badgered about it or made to feel like they're doing something wrong, like they're hurting anybody. We all need that. We all need that little bit of peace for ourselves. I hope this helped you in some way just at this part. And now we're going to move into the extended portion, the level up, to bring these energies into union from within yourself. Okay, so let's chat a little bit about these energies. Now remember, all the world is a mirror in which you see yourself. So it doesn't matter what kind of relationship you're sharing within yourself or with anybody in your outside world, a love partner, a relative, a coworker, anybody like this. When it feels like they are challenging you, if you feel triggered, that means that there's something inside yourself that is unhealed. Because if you were at peace with that energy within yourself, you wouldn't even notice that they're doing anything. It wouldn't be a factor that challenges you. I just come up with a simple example, I guess. I don't know. This is maybe, I don't know if this is really going to be exactly on point, but I have kids, and when they make a lot of extra noise, it really it irritates me. It makes me feel anxious. And so I've always, I have boys, and I've always taught them to be kind of quiet. They don't scream in the house, this kind of thing. Whereas my mom comes around and she says, I don't even hear it. I don't even know what you're talking about. So for me, that's a trigger. I have not made peace with the fact that outside noises don't have to, what's happening in the outside world auditorially, it doesn't have something to do with me. It's ambient sound, right? But for some reason, that outside noise comes into my head and it infiltrates. I allow it to infiltrate everything I'm already thinking. It's so much input that I actually integrate it into what I'm already thinking, and it irritates me because I want to be the only star in the universe when I'm in the middle of focusing on something, that's what my ego's telling me. So outside noises, loud outbursts bother me. My mom, she doesn't need that. She's at peace within herself. She thinks what she wants to think. She doesn't integrate what's happening in the outside into that. So it just simply doesn't bother her. Not only does it not bother her, she just doesn't even notice it. So this is what I'm talking about. I know that's kind of a silly example, but it makes the point. Okay. So when we're talking about this kind of situation, where we're talking about a twin flame, the concept of the twin flame is it's two parts of one soul that is either, the two sides are either vibrating at exactly the same rate at exactly the same time and feeling unified, or they're vibrating at different rates at different times and they're feeling out of sync and missing each other. Okay, now this can happen between two people, or it can happen within yourself. And so if you can treat any relationship as if it is all yourself, what's happening with them and what's happening with you is all yourself, you're able to start to make these two sides vibrate at the same speed, and it makes it much more likely that the law of attraction will bring these two separate parts right into union. It can't happen if, I don't know, it can't happen if they're happening at different speeds, because they can't hit. They have to be the same speed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is talk to you about this reading as if it's all you. You can apply this if into a two-person situation, if this is your two-person situation, and it will be the cleanest and most productive and fastest path to healing and union that you can pursue. So the feminine side is this she who radiates. Okay, that's what these cards are saying. She wants to take a chance. This is basically the heart of the energy. And there's a problem here, because the feminine energy in you, your feminine energy, boy, girl, no matter what you are, your feminine energy is should be an experiential. It is the experiential side of you. It's what you feel in your body. It's what you're receiving. It's what you're allowing to wash over you. It is a receptive. It is it's the yin yang. It's the inside part energy. Excuse me. It is that's wrong. It's this energy that something comes into. Okay, it's the inside. It's the energy that receives. Okay, that's the yin. That's your feminine energy, and this feminine is bucking that vibe with all of this external, outward, moving, active energy. So she's radiating. She's taking risks and chances, gambling. Being strategic, communicating, it's all outward. That is masculine energy. That's out. That's action taking. That's headspace energy, not heart space energy. Out, out, out. And she's also taking her Knight of Swords. She wants to be the Knight of Swords. This is an extroverted, sword rushing forward energy. The problem that you're having is that you are disallowing the feminine side of you to rest in itself, and it's causing a conflict. What your advice was, your advice was to take a breather, become the hermit, go inside, seek answers, also to become the Queen of Swords. The Queen doesn't do anything. She sits there and she knows. She's fulfilled. She knows everything's possible. She knows, and she is fulfilled. She's being the hermit. This particular Queen of Swords needs to be the hermit, feel the spark of life, and move herself forward into all her own thoughts. This is your advice. You need to, if you're having trouble getting out of your head, touch something around you, touch the table in front of you, touch your sweater, feel it. I mean, just close your eyes, touch your arm, touch your sweater, touch something, and notice the texture. Feel the texture. How does the texture make you feel? Does it make you feel giddy? Does it make you feel relaxed? Does it make you feel excited? What do you feel? Get in touch with your feelings. Live in your feelings in this moment, in this situation. Your action is to go in, is to feel yourself, to feel your life, to be in your body. It is not to exude something into this dynamic. Now, the masculine energy, the masculine is the head space. It's the active space. And so this masculine is your masculine side, if this is all just you, okay, which it is, because everything is all just you. You understand? Any interpersonal relationship is still all just you. You embrace and embody what's happening with the other person on an experiential level, and it's becoming part of your energy just by the fact that you're experiencing it, okay? So this masculine is experiencing, he's acting out leadership, he's feeling daring and reaching, and he is what I'm trying to say, the experience he's having right now is that he wants to grow and transform his own life. Okay, so he wants to cut things that are making him feel as if he can't grow. This is the action. This is the masculine action. Cutting, moving forward, flying, reaching. Even the act of feeling defensive, moving away, those are action oriented. In your action oriented side, you need to do those things. And in fact, what's so beautiful about that is by stepping away, by actively stepping away, by actively reaching for your own best life, by actively being a leader in your own life, you are doing the exact yang opposite thing that I just told you to do for the yin side. You understand? Sitting in your body, feeling your experience, sitting in your knowing, feeling your experience, getting into the hermit mode, looking for your best answers inside. The active version of that, the masculine version of that, is exactly the same thing, but it's taking action on that. So it's one thing to say, oh yes, I feel like I'm just knowing things. Now, do that knowing. You know what I mean? Actually make that an activity, and make it an activity to feel the textures around you, to feel your feelings in your body. It's an activity to dive into the things in your life that make you happy. It's an activity to feel that frisson of life, that giddiness that you get when you walk into a candy store. The feeling. Do the feeling. Be the feeling. Act the feeling. That's your work. By embrace, that is exactly what the masculine is doing. The masculine side is doing that. You are already doing it, but by seeing yourself as separate from it, if you're the feminine, then you're cutting off half of your own experience. You're feeling disconnected, and that's why you're upset. Now, the masculine, if we're coming at this purely from a masculine perspective, I'm running, I'm done, I just want to feel like my life is in charge. Well, fine, good. Absolutely should. And in fact, by embracing your feminine side, you need to feel that that's what's happening. Do you understand? So rewind, listen to the advice for the feminine. If you're coming at this, if you came hard into this reading with, I'm done, it's over, I feel trapped, I want to get away. Listen to the advice for the feminine. You're right. You have to get away. Get away. Actively get away by feeling independent, by feeling your independence. What does it feel like? Does it feel gleeful? Does it feel good? How do you feel in your body? Okay, get in your body. As a masculine, I don't care if you weigh 300 pounds of muscle and you drive the biggest truck in town. When you're feeling independent, if you want to be independent, you still have a feeling about that in your body. Feel that. Get into your feminine side. This will balance the energies. This will balance, the vibes and get things in harmony. It will give you the best possible chance of these two people, or the two sides of your own self, becoming in harmony. As far as this past lives advice, or no, you know what? I'm not going to get into what they had to say to each other, because that was just informing the whole reading. But as far as this grace advice, that's all of that we've been talking about. There is no need to take a hard stand. There's no need to say harsh words. You just do these things. You just do them for yourself. You do these for yourself as a masculine. If you take your independence and then you feel the relief that feels, you are actively embracing your masculine and feminine side. If your feminine feels, if you can take a break from pursuing masculine energy within yourself, just sit in yourself and feel, and then actively act as if you are independent and full of love for yourself and manifesting everything that's good and best for you from your own inner self. You will be doing the healthy masculine thing. And then the last was, when your words are lies, where will your mischief end? Grace. Just speak your truth. If you're in the feminine energy, you say, I see that you need some time, and I love that you know what's best for you. It's one of the things I love most about you. You can say this to another person or say it to yourself. I love that you know within yourself what's best for you, and I respect that, and I honor that. I have some things to do this week. I'm going to do, going with my friends on Tuesday. I have a lot of work. I have some big projects I'm working on. There's this really good book that I want to finish. I'm going to do these things this week. I'm pretty busy just doing my things, right? My inside things. I'm working on myself. You don't say I'm working on myself. I mean, that sounds goofy. You say I'm doing these things. I'm actively doing these things. When you know, that means you're sitting in your body. And then that it's a graceful way of communicating, and it just allows people to be themselves. No pressure, right? And if you're the masculine, you don't say, I need to get away. I'm done. You say, I feel like I need to, what does it need to do? I feel like I need to go for a long drive. I feel like I'm tired. I'm a little worn out. I'm a little exhausted. I need to, please, for the love of God, don't say I need some space. But I mean, if you have to say it, say it. But I think that's going to trigger, and it won't be graceful. But you speak your truth. I just need to rest. I'm tired. I need to rest. I'm just going to take the weekend and just, I'm just going to watch some TV and unwind, and I don't know, maybe go see my friend, and we're going to go have a couple of beers, and I'm overwhelmed, and I need to rest. There's no judgment placed on the other person. That kind of communication, there's no judgment. It's just simply saying what I need. And if both people are mature and are following this reading and understand the energies, they will appreciate these two things about the two sides. Or within your own selves, you can appreciate these two things about the two sides of yourself, and have this dialogue within yourself, so you don't feel like, oh God, I don't really want to do it, but oh God, I really think I should do it. You say, I just need to rest. And then the side saying, oh, I think I should do it, says, I just need to rest. And then you're in harmony. These are the conversations you can have just within your own mind to bring yourself in harmony. I'm hoping that this message was well received. I did my best to communicate it. I would love to do this for you personally by getting to know you a little bit, and then doing this reading for you to match a situation specifically that's going on in your life for you, so that the words I use will apply just to you specifically. Please check it out. I have just launched my website, angelinetarot.com, so the prices are crazy cheap for all of the readings on my site. And this one is just an unbelievably low price. I mean, it's like one trip to the ATM. And you can have this reading just for you. It's just my way of kind of getting things rolling. I want to get things rolling and, get some energy flowing underneath my website and this tarot project that I have going. So angelinetarot.com. I thank you so much for joining me. Have a joyful day, and may you walk in beauty.